Hello, we are back. I hope someone can tell us if you can hear us. I hope you can hear me again. This is Janet. I hope you hear me. Let me know. I'm waiting for the first person to tell me if this is a live video all the way from Chicago. As I promised, I'll come to Chicago and I kept my word, okay? So Faith, can you tell us? Can you hear us? Someone is saying yes. I hope you can hear us. Yeah, we'll wait for you guys. We already have 24 people in a few seconds. I just want to, it's okay. Well, Muzima is always the first person to tell me, thank you so much for coming, my friends. I told you I'll come to Chicago. It's very cold. It's going to snow, but I'm here. As you can see, I'm here with Sarah. Sarah is, where are you from, Sarah?
Uganda.
Sarah is from Uganda, but she's here in America. In my opinion, she has succeeded, and I want her to share with us. Most of you just here because Janet is in the medical profession, medical, nursing. Oh my goodness, we have other professions too. So we'll have Sarah tell us more about herself, how she came here. Because for those of you, thank you for letting me know that the sound is good, okay? For those of you who are new on this page, I just have to tell you that we are here to bring success, to show people opportunities, to talk about visas, to talk about the embassy, how people succeed to come to America, all those things. This is the page, a page to follow, okay? So, and I'll let Sarah speak for herself. I think that's enough introduction. They know me very well. So, Sarah, welcome today.
Thank you.
All right. So, Sarah, please tell us how you came to America, because many people, bottom line, they want to come here first before they can even see these business opportunities, before they can even experience for themselves what happens. They need to be here, okay? All right.
Well, hi everyone. I'm so glad to be doing this video with Janet. I came here on a marriage visa. I met my husband in Uganda. We dated for 1 year. We got married and lived there for another year before we came to the States. And besides that, I'm going to have Janet direct me by asking questions that she wants answers for you guys.
Okay, so you said probably, you know, as you met your husband back in Uganda, and I've always told them there are many ways of coming here. People think it's just the lottery. So you are a perfect example where you met of a person who fell in love.
Right.
So you fell in love with your husband. Yes. So did you file papers back home, or you filed them in the United States? Like, how did you come, legally speaking?
Legally speaking, after we were married for 6 months, we decided to move to the US, you know, so that for my husband to work, and then I'd gotten pregnant, so we wanted the kids born here, which didn't happen with the first one, but so we started filing the paperwork. We did everything from Uganda, although we had some help from his parents, that other stuff that had to be mailed in, would download the forms, fill in the forms, and send to her so that she can mail to Homeland Security.
Oh, so that's uscis.gov?
Yes.
And so what kind of visa are you filing? Like, how did you cross the embassy? What kind of visa?
So it's called a marriage visa.
Okay.
And these are not actually processed in Uganda. I had to go to Nairobi for the visa interview.
Okay.
But it's a lengthy process, so you have to be patient when you choose to go this route.
Okay.
The advantage of doing it that way is as soon as you land, you have legal paperwork to work or start a business if you have an entrepreneurial mindset. Okay.
So was it, I hear people saying the K1 visa, that is fiancé visa, but for you, you're already married in Uganda.
Right.
So you are just filing for a green card, if I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
That's typically it. It's called a marriage visa. I don't remember the technical term of it.
Okay.
But so when you file for that visa, you basically applying for a green card on the status of marriage.
Okay.
Yes.
And so can you tell us how long it took from the time you put in the papers, not from the time you married, from the time you put in the papers and the time you went to the airport to fly to America?
Yes. Yeah. So we mailed the papers in November, and I got on the airplane on October the following year.
Okay, so we are talking about
Almost
9 months,
a year,
1 year.
11 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's very important.
Yes.
All right, so if you get married, then you put in the marriage visa, then you are looking at about 9 months to come here with your husband.
Right.
Okay.
So and it works out different for different people.
Okay.
For some reason, ours took a little bit longer
Okay.
than normal. They say typically it's about 6 months.
I've had the same thing too.
Yeah. But ours, there was something happening with the government that it took longer than normal. So it took us almost 11 months. That's why I say you have to be patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, I'm thinking before you put in the marriage visa, you are thinking if you had an opportunity to come and do it here. Did you know any other ways you could have done to cut down the amount of time you want to wait back home?
So we got a little frustrated actually. We attempted twice to get a visitor's visa, so that I can come and visit his parents. My intention actually, God works in amazing ways. My intention was not to come and live here. I just wanted to come and visit and go back.
Yes.
So that we had a business in Uganda, and I just wanted to grow that and be close to my mom.
Yes.
But when God has planned something,
no one can uproot
it falls
that.
in place by itself.
So they denied you a visiting
So they
visa
denied
twice.
me twice.
You can hear my people, no giving up, no giving up. Okay,
Yes.
so they denied you, but you got married. Eventually, you came to America. So
They
that was the
actually
third time.
Yeah, they denied me. The first time we applied, we were engaged. So they denied me. Then the next time we applied was after our wedding, and wanted to come and have a second wedding here. So they said, no, you have to get the proper
way.
Yes.
They knew you were taking shortcuts.
Right.
Of course. They knew you were taking shortcuts.
Yes.
But eventually when you did the right thing, you came.
We came.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after you came here, of course, what did you have? Like, did you have high school education? Did you have college education? Like, most people are worried to leave home and come here and start all over again. Like, how are you going to support yourself? And, what did you do? Did you have admission to a college? What did you do?
So I'd been attending, I was doing development economics at Makerere University.
Okay.
And I'd attended for about a year and a half.
Okay.
So when we decided to come here, my credits were able to transfer.
Good point.
Yes.
So they took the credits from Makerere University?
They took the credits from Makerere University. What I did is I got my partial transcript from Makerere University, sent it to ECE, Educational
Credential Evaluation.
Evaluator.
Okay.
Yes. So I sent it to ECE for evaluation. They told me, okay, based on your marks from Uganda, this is the number of credits you have.
Okay.
So I was able to graduate sooner because I didn't have to take any electives.
I like that because there are some people on my page that are already in university and they're saying, Janet, I'm going to lose my hours. Janet, that's a good point, okay?
Yes.
If the opportunity comes, we are coming.
Take it.
We are coming.
Yeah.
So you're saying if the opportunity comes and you're
Take
second
it.
year University of Nairobi
Yeah.
or in Lagos or in Makerere, take it.
And don't think that all
Yeah.
the time you spent in school in either Uganda or wherever is wasted.
Okay.
Go get your partial transcript and have it evaluated so that they can credit you. They call them credits here.
Yes.
We call them
marks or units, wherever, second
Yes.
division. Here it's GPA.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm very happy about that. So it's IC. What
ECE.
organization? ECE is a credential evaluation service.
Yes.
Where you'll take your papers from University of Nairobi,
Yes.
where you'll take your papers from Makerere, where you'll take your papers from wherever.
As long as the university you attended is accredited university.
Okay. All right. And the school will guide you on what they want.
Yes.
So which school did you go to? So my people, some of them are listening. They can just apply to that one. Why not?
So I wanted to do school right away.
Yes.
And when we came, of course, we didn't have much money.
Okay.
So I immediately enrolled at a community college that was near our house.
Okay.
And the beauty about coming here, especially for people that get green cards, if there is anything you can do is go to school.
Okay.
Because you can go to school for free, literally.
Oh, tell us more about this. We want to hear free. Me, I'm here to give my people free information.
Right.
All right.
So if
and
you
by the way, they transferred your credits to a university, or this was a community college that took your credits?
So that 4-year university is the one that took the credits, so that I didn't have to take electives.
But you chose to go to the community college.
I chose to go to the community college in the beginning because of finances.
Okay,
we had just come to the country.
Money is a problem.
Yes, money is a problem. We are trying to figure ourselves out. My husband was a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Already, so that's how I qualified to get a green card based on marriage.
Yes.
But I mean, we landed in October and I started school in January.
Okay, so let's go to the free education.
Yeah, so I enrolled for only 2 classes.
Okay.
That spring semester.
Yes.
Because that one I had to pay out of pocket.
Pocket, the first 2 semesters.
The first semester, the first 1 semester actually.
Okay.
Yes.
And then?
So then after that, I was able to file for financial aid.
And everyone, I'm listening to you, yes, okay?
Yes.
I see you, yes.
I was able to file for financial aid where you can get grants, federal grants, or like in Illinois, it's called MAP grants.
MAP, spell,
so that's
spell?
MAP.
Oh, MAP, okay.
But that's a state-based grant.
Okay.
Yeah. And that, the GPA, they only want 2.5. But why
2.5 is
why
like
aim
a
for
C,
2.5?
C plus.
Yes.
Okay, but you want to get A's, of course.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's very easy to get A's here if you've attended school in Africa.
Okay, so basically, you want to come here and get those maps and all those grants. You want to start with a community college.
That's what I chose.
That's what you chose, but did you transfer?
Yes.
Did you first of all get admitted in the university?
So what I did is I attended the community college for a year and a half.
Okay, but how did you change from university to community college? Because some of them want to know if they happen to come to a university, is it possible to go to a community college? That's my point. Or you just came here and then went to the community college? I
came here. I'd been attending Makerere, which is a university.
Okay.
But when I came here, the first college I attended was a community college in the U.S.
All right.
I attended for 1 year and a half. I did not want to graduate with an associate's because I didn't want to get comfortable.
Associate's is diploma.
Yeah, like a diploma. So what I did, instead of graduating, I just transferred. I applied to a 4-year college.
Okay.
Once my situation was better.
Yes.
So I applied to a 4-year college for business administration.
Okay.
Transferred all my credits from the community college to the 4-year college. So I only attended 2 years.
Okay, in the university.
In the university.
So 1.5 in the community college. Yes. Then you move to the university 2 years to get your degree.
Yes.
What's the name of this college?
The community college is Prairie State College in Chicago Heights. It's Praierie.
Okay.
State College.
State College.
In Chicago Heights.
Okay, and then you went to which university?
I went to Trinity Christian.
Trinity. Okay,
yes.
Trinity, like the name of Father, Son, and Holy Trinity.
Holy Spirit, yes.
Okay, all right. So
and that's in Pelos Heights.
Okay, all right. And so how did you pay for that one?
Because I had good grades. I got a lot of grants and then federal
financial aid. Yeah, but for you, because of the green card, you'll always find some free money somewhere. Okay.
Because of the green card, but especially if you don't have a lot of income.
Okay.
You can go to school for free. By the end of my course, however, I wasn't getting as many federal grants because of my income. My income had gone up.
Yes. The poorer you are, the better sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, but we want to stay rich. But it's good for people to be informed.
But I loved paying, not being able to get as many grants because I knew I could afford it.
Okay.
But I also appreciated the fact that I was able to get that money when I didn't have it.
Okay. All right. That's very good. So you graduated with business administration?
Yes.
All right. So you found a job?
No.
Okay, what happened?
No.
Tell us more. Because I have people on my page who are saying, Janet, I did business administration. Janet, I did accounting. Janet, I did financing. Janet, I did economics. Janet, I did marketing. All of you, business administration. Let's put this in one pocket today. Sarah is here. Sarah, how is the job market for business administration? First of all, if you have or you know anything about that, tell us. What is the career opportunities? Is it a lucrative career? I use the words that people use on my page. Right. Tell us about the job market.
For me, what I can say is it depends on your passion. If you do business administration and that is your passion, you walk into an interview and the interviewer will tell how passionate you are. No matter what the situation is, chances are high you will get that job.
Okay. So
In my
personality,
case,
okay.
Yes, in my case, I did not go to school to find a job. I had a business in Uganda with my husband, but when I came here, I'd heard of all these opportunities that were available for Africans and women. And I did quite a bit of research. And I found out that if you own a construction company doing the type of construction that my company does, there are so many opportunities if you are a woman or
minority,
person of color.
Black in this case. Yes, okay.
And minority really it's broad. It's
broad.
Not just black.
It can be female, it can be all races.
It can be Mexican, it can be
Hispanic,
Asian,
yes. Non-white. Non-Caucasian. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I can tell that for us, we are even more diverse. I mean, there's less competition.
There is less competition.
Yes, there are few people like me and you. Right. Yeah, I'm just saying.
The opportunities are endless.
Okay, so I think you need to introduce my people, because I was about to say you went for a job, but it looks like you went into business.
Right.
So you went into owning your own business.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about, so you found out these opportunities, and then, so how did you know about them, and what did you do to really understand and get into the American system of actually being a business owner and making very good money?
So what I always tell people, anyone that speaks to me, I say, pay attention to what is around you. Because I paid attention. When we moved here, we moved in with my husband's parents. Lived with them for 6 months. And my father-in-law worked from home. He was in the process of retiring. So he was working from home. But I was not working. So I was home all day. And I just picked interest in what he was doing. I could help him with paperwork here and there and ask him questions. And every time I would hear him complain, he says, we have this project and we need to find a minority company that knows what to do. Otherwise we won't get the contract. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So he explained to me that for the kind of construction they do, they work in hospitals, they get contracts with the government. A certain percentage of each contract amount has to go to a minority business.
America is always fair.
Yes. So I asked, what is that? And he started telling me, and I started researching. So I said, so if I started a construction company doing this kind of work, would you join me and grow it? And of course he said he would. And that night I did not sleep.
Because you have a background in business administration. And now you've seen an opportunity for minorities to do with the government. This is government backed. And US government always wants fairness. So when they realize that some groups are not gaining much, they try to push and say, you know, we're going to give opportunities. And so some people look at Sarah and think like that's unrealistic. So if we have time, we'll show them what we have here. You know what I mean? In fact, maybe before we continue, sometimes seeing is believing. Like this is a brochure. I don't know if you can see. Very close. That's an MRI machine. That's what Sarah does, my friends. That's what Sarah does. He installs those machines in hospitals. Big machines. We are talking about $1 million contracts. I mean, so continue, Sarah. So, believe me, all right.
So I knew that, fine, I have experience, I have the knowledge of business administration, but I have no clue about construction. What do I do? Immediately, I enrolled in an online course in construction. And I'll show you.
Bring. Perfect. So that's the certificate. This is Facebook Live. They might not see it. Will be the other way around, right? So you enrolled in an online course. You can just put it here, Sarah.
So I enrolled in an online course, in a construction-related course. But I wanted to learn more about how business is done in the US, because it's different. So I found about the Women's Business Development Center here in Chicago.
I like that. So you had a resource. It's what? Women Development Center.
Women's Business Development Center.
And you have a certificate also?
Yes.
Proof. Janet is all about proof. Any doubters out there? Sorry. We are going to be successful right there. It says National Women's Business Enterprise Certification. So you did that?
Yes.
All right, very good, very
So
good. Okay.
I started by, at that time I was
Uh-huh.
not driving. I had not learned, I had not started driving. I
Uh-huh.
could drive just in the suburbs.
Yes.
And I would jump on the train
Uh-huh.
every day
Yes.
and go to Chicago
Uh-huh.
in the city
Mhm.
to attend classes at this center.
Determination.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in order to qualify for these contracts,
Uh-huh.
you have to have certification
Yes.
as a minority owned.
Okay.
In order to get that certification, you have to prove that you know what you're doing,
Uh-huh.
that you're not just using your name
Yes.
and you have no clue
Yes.
what's going on in the business.
Okay.
So I had to learn the business.
Mhm.
I had to learn what was expected of me
Yes.
in order to make it happen.
Okay. All right.
So I went there, I studied, I think I did it for about 6 months.
Uh-huh.
Applied for this certification through the WBDC, the Women Business Development Center.
Uh-huh.
The first time I did not get it
Okay.
because I had not proven
Mm-hmm.
that I had enough
skill.
experience
Okay.
and skills.
So
in
what
the
did they
field.
need? Experience, or did they need you passing exams?
Not passing exams, they just wanted to first of all, the company was still so new
Uh-huh.
that I didn't have enough proof that I was
Okay.
doing all this work.
Okay.
There was nothing to show.
Leave comments, my friends. We'll
Yes.
come to them. I see all of you. Okay.
There was nothing to show.
Mhm.
When I applied for the certification, the company was only about 6 months old.
Okay.
So they want to make sure
Yes.
that this is a legit company. You know what you're doing and
Uh-huh.
you're involved.
Okay.
So I gave it time. But
Okay.
at that interview,
Uh-huh.
I learned what they were looking for.
Okay.
I was jotting.
You are writing down.
I was writing down, and
Yes.
when they denied
Uh-huh.
my application that time,
Yeah, uh-huh.
I knew exactly what to work on
Okay.
before I go back the second time.
Okay.
And
You went back to the drawing board.
Yes.
You come back stronger.
Yes.
Yes, that's what you do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then you went the second time.
I went.
And
the
who are
second-
these people certifying you anyway?
So this agents is the first agents that it's a lot easier because they educate you on what to do.
Uh-huh.
And so when they you get their certification, that's to
Mm-hmm.
prove that you are indeed an actively owned minority company.
Okay.
But different hospitals require different certifications.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, certain hospitals want your certification from the city of Chicago.
Okay.
Other hospitals want certification from the state.
Okay.
But I decided to start with one.
One. Uh-huh.
Learn what I needed to learn.
To learn, to
from
get
that,
into the
to
system.
get into the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually I'm assuming they certified you.
They did. That's what
That's
that certificate
And then when
is.
they gave you now, you went back to your father-in-law, as you said, for more
Yes,
experience.
For more experience. By then, what
You can share as much as you can. If it's private information, you don't have to
Yeah.
tell us, okay?
By then, we were getting small contracts
Yeah.
here and there.
Okay.
And because of those contracts, I
Uh-huh.
was able to prove that
Yeah.
this is a legit company. I
Uh-huh.
am involved. I started as the only person in the office.
Okay.
So basically, I was doing everything. I was doing the accounting, I was doing the bookkeeping, I was doing the administration work, I was
Uh-huh.
doing everything.
Uh-huh.
And we had only 2 carpenters at
Uh-huh.
the time,
Okay.
with my father-in-law as the only project manager, designer, engineer, and everything
Okay.
at that moment.
Uh-huh.
So, but later on, as the company kept growing and I got this certification from the WBDC,
Uh-huh.
then I said, why end at this?
Mm-hmm.
So I chose to put in an application to the city of Chicago.
Okay.
That's a more complex certification.
Okay.
And that takes a lot of time
Uh-huh.
and a lot of hard work
Uh-huh.
and a lot of reading.
Reading and putting in the work.
and putting in the work. But I
Uh-huh.
said, I have to put in the work to get where I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put in the work and I also got that certification. I
From
don't
the
have-
city of Chicago.
From the city of Chicago. I
Okay.
don't have it here.
So that made you a bigger shot.
It made me a bigger shot.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
that's more business coming.
That's more
More
business.
trust from businesses.
Yes.
So who are your clients?
My clients are hospitals.
Okay. And what do you do?
And in the US, a lot of times the hospitals are attached to universities.
Okay.
So our big clients, the University of Chicago Hospital, the University of Illinois Hospital, Cook County Hospital, VA hospitals.
Yeah.
We do
Wow.
a lot of work
Uh-huh.
in VA hospitals.
Uh-huh.
basically name.
Okay, so basically hospitals.
Yes.
And when you go to the hospitals, what kind of projects are you doing?
We specialize in radiology.
Radiology. Okay, for those who are not in medical, what is that radiology? What do you do in the radiology?
So radiology is basically, it's special. We are building MRIs,
okay,
cath labs,
wow,
PET CTs, X-ray rooms. You know, when you go for an ultrasound,
yes,
that room, we build the room, installing the equipment.
That's my expertise. So I know all those machines. Yeah, ultrasounds, PET scans. If you have PET scans, they do the whole body scan to find out if you have cancer all the way into the bones.
Yes.
So if you have any fractures, of course, X-rays. If they want to see up to the way into the deep of the nerves, you do MRIs.
Yes.
Ultrasounds can come for the kidneys, for pregnant women, all those things.
Yes.
All right. So they get the point.
Yeah.
These are big. So who are the people who are providing you these big machines?
So there are four, typically the four major players.
Okay.
Philips, Toshiba, Siemens, and GE.
GE.
Yeah.
I feel like you forgot one big one. Anyway, so let's go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
And Samsung is now coming into the medical.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're just coming into medical, but the four main players are Philips, Toshiba. Toshiba now changed to Canon.
Okay.
Canon bought them. Siemens and GE.
GE, okay.
Samsung came up now with an X-ray room.
Okay.
So they're starting to get into.
So who has the contract? You have a contract with these big companies, right?
So there are two ways that we do it. We have, right now, my company is a turnkey contractor for Philips and Toshiba. So every time any of those companies sell an equipment, say an MRI or a cath lab equipment, then if that hospital, there's a lot of technical terms here, but if that hospital does turnkey construction,
okay,
then we automatically get the contract to do it.
Okay, in this particular region.
In the Midwest.
Okay.
Yeah. In order to become a turnkey contractor for these companies, you have to go through a lot of application. Okay. You apply, you fill out a lot of paperwork, you have to show your expertise. Okay. But you put in the work and you pray that God blesses and you're picked. So we got to get those contracts with Philips and Toshiba. Okay. Do you want to throw away some numbers or you don't? Sometimes basically you're able to live at home yourself. Yes. So you don't have to work. You are working, but you're self-employed. Exactly. You don't go to work the way some of us do. We go to the employer and we wait for a paycheck. Right. This is your office, and by the way, guys, this is a big building. You should go. Maybe when we find time, we'll go outside and show you. It's so big from one side to the other. Yes. So I mean, if you throw out some numbers, people will be interested. So, for instance, it's not. You don't have to have an employer. This is. You mean like how much I make? Yeah, you can throw some numbers. Why not? But that's private. You don't have to say. I just want my people to dream big. And America is a land of opportunities. Some of us, we come here, and I made a video on group homes. Yes. And some people stick on $12 an hour. Right. Or some come here and think nursing is everything. Yes. You know what I mean? And that's not everything. That's not everything. Okay, so that's why I'm here. Yes. You know what I mean? So what I can say is, because I'm self-employed, I have... It's comfortable. Okay. That's what I can say. All right, it's very comfortable actually. That's what I can say, and I think that the potential is endless. Okay. I could be making say 100,000 now, paying myself 100,000 now. But I could choose to pay myself 200,000. Yes. Or if we have a good year, 500,000. $500,000. $500,000. Yes. Because there's that flexibility as a business owner, and depending on the contracts that come in. Exactly. So you can pay yourself 100,000, or you can pay yourself $500,000, or you can pay yourself 1 million, 20,000, or wherever depending on the job and what is coming in. Yes. Yeah, but definitely you don't have to go and get a job. You just make as good money as anyone else. Exactly. And even better, because with business the sky is the limit. No one is gonna say your limit is 150,000 per year. No. All right. So I think we've thrown some numbers out there. Yes. So I'm very happy with that. Are you happy to be in America? I feel blessed.
Okay.
And I'm thankful that this opportunity
Yes.
was brought in my way.
Okay.
You know, because for me, I didn't expect it, but it came. I took advantage of it, and I can tell you that being here, you cannot compare it to anything.
Okay.
If you come here with an open mind, but I tell people it's okay to start small,
Yes.
but don't get comfortable.
Good.
You know, it's okay to start with a minimum wage job. Just don't get comfortable with that.
Yes.
It's okay to come here and make 50,000 a year. Just do not get comfortable with it.
Because it's a land of opportunities.
Exactly.
Personally, I love it because I've not gone anywhere in the world, and people have asked this question and no one has answered me. Anywhere in the world where I will go, buy a house anywhere, grab land anywhere, ask for more opportunities, ask for loans, ask for anything, like knock and the door shall be open to you. Most places you go, they say, no, this belongs to our land, we can't share, this is ours.
Yes.
No, this country, you say what you want. But for me, I feel like if you can mention any country in the world that does that, then let me know. Yeah. And I know we come from beautiful countries, especially Uganda is so green. I love it.
Yes.
Oh man, I went to Uganda. It was so beautiful and green. But I always say, what is working for us is what we're going to go for. We're going to think outside the box. Exactly. We are tired of going to school and waiting to be unemployed, waiting and tamarking. We're going to take things in our own hands. Yes. We are not going to wait for someone to help us. Right. We're going to be independent. We're going to be strong, and we're going to do this knowing that there's possibilities out there. Yeah. So far, Sarah, how long have you been in Chicago? Is there anything else you can tell us? So for those who missed this session, Sarah has told us how she came to the United States. It was through a marriage visa. She married an American. She had to wait about 9 months, came here. She wanted to go to school immediately. She had had some education in University of Makerere. So she had some credits. When she came here, she went to ECE, Credentialing Service. They accepted her education from Makerere, but she decided to start with a community college, which I've always told you that is much cheaper. She did community college for 1.5 years, then transferred to the university for 2 years. Eventually, she got her bachelor's degree in business administration. Yes. Did you specialize, or it was just general business?
It was a general business administration.
Okay, and then so after graduation, you chose not to get employed. You saw an opportunity for minority people. In this case, for us, we are black. Yes. Okay, minority means a lot. In our case, it's African or black. Yes. Okay, you took that opportunity because if someone doesn't take it, then they give it to other people. But if you show up, there's less competition. Yes. So you got contracts in this region of the Midwest. And now you work with GE, you work with Toshiba, you work with all these people. Yes. And the sky is the limit. So basically, that's what you have said today. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah. So you add if you have something else.
What I tell people, like I always say, don't limit yourself. So when I was choosing the name for my company, I was picking names and thinking about American this, but then I thought, why should I limit myself to America? Okay. So I named my company International Quality Contracting.
So the name is International Quality Contracting. Are you on the internet?
Yes.
Okay, International Quality Contracting. Okay, so why did you choose international?
Why I chose International Quality Contracting was why limit myself to the boundaries of America. I kept thinking of choosing a name, American Contractors, Best Contractors, and all that. Yes. But I said no. Let me say international. Yeah. I may start just in the US, but I want, and for me, really, my purpose at the back of my mind was, I could start if I get enough expertise, enough connection in this construction, healthcare construction. Yes. This is what we need back home. Okay. Yes. I can transfer. I can now move. Yes. With all my expertise and start building these rooms. In Africa, in East Africa specifically, for now.
Okay, all right, very nice. That's a very good skill to have, Sarah. And I'm so happy that you came to share with us today. Yeah, I don't know if we can see any questions today. Many people feel like they've learned a lot. And before we go, when you say construction, for you it's hospital. Okay, what are other kinds of constructions that other people get involved with in case someone wants to go into these businesses?
So there's a lot of construction related fields you can get into. You can get into housing, residential. Okay. You could do residential housing. You could do commercial, where it's not just hospitals, but you're building, you're building universities, you're building schools, you're building high skyscraper.
Yes.
Or you're doing roads.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's endless.
But you are coming with the business aspect.
Yes.
And then you have to find people who have the experience in construction.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So someone actually, before we go, I like that person, Mr. Ogola. He's saying, let's talk about capital. Like, how did you start? How could I forget that question? Thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much for that question. How do you get the money to start these MRI things? We keep on saying MRIs. These are $1 million projects.
Right.
So how did you start your business?
I started really small.
Okay.
We came in October.
Uh-huh.
So my husband worked October, November, and December.
Uh-huh.
When in the US, at the end of the year, you file taxes.
Okay.
So when we filed our taxes, because he only worked 3 months of the year, they are looking at it as income for the entire year. So every single coin we paid into taxes was refunded to us.
Okay.
So we got about 5,000
US dollars.
A tax refund.
Okay.
And that's what we used to invest. And the first thing I ever bought for the business was ladders.
Oh, you bought ladders.
Yes.
Okay, but you're a registered business and you say you have ladders.
Yes.
So did you get any funding from City of Chicago or from the government or anything like that?
So what I did is for us, we started with small projects that we could take on. So the biggest challenge was paying the workers.
Oh, okay. Because at the end of the project, they'll give you some money back and then you can pay people.
Exactly.
And then you just keep on expanding.
Yes.
So you had some cash. You started with a small project.
Yes.
And now you have the certification, you can grow bigger.
Yes.
Okay. That's very understandable.
Yeah.
I don't think we need more than that, you know.
So I didn't have a chunk of money.
Okay, so you didn't go into millions.
But also, if you want to grow fast, which you have to be careful with. But if you want to grow fast, there's so many funding opportunities. Even through these certifying agencies, like the Women's Business Development Center, they will connect you with banks.
Banks that will give you funding.
Will give you funding.
Okay.
As long as you prove to them that you're legit, that the business you're doing is legit.
Okay. So the money is there, honestly.
The money is there.
But you have to be ready to take the risk.
And you have to know that you're responsible enough to handle that money well.
Because if you have a business and you ask for $500,000, you'll probably get it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a choice. It's a choice. Yeah. So good thing I looked at the screen and I didn't miss that question. Even me, it was a burning question, and just Mr. Ogola managed to ask that one. So I'll see.
But the funding sources are there.
Yeah. So how long did it registering the company? Is it a big deal?
It's not a big deal.
So you just have to.
I sat on my computer at night. Went on what is Business Builder?
The Business Bureau. Is it the taxes people? The ones?
Yes.
I know what you're saying. If you just Google, you say how to start a business. In America, you don't have to know anyone.
Exactly.
You just go and put in the forms and you apply the business.
So they ask you what kind of business you want. Do you want an S corporation? Do you want a sole proprietorship?
Okay, so yes.
So you choose what business. I spent one night, registered the company after I'd picked my name and everything and what I was going to do. Picked my name, registered, and they do everything for you. You put in the information on the computer, and they file for your articles of incorporation. Okay,
because it's an LLC or?
It's an S corporation.
S corporation. That means it has more employees, or what does it mean?
Not really. So, this is good information. So, you have to know the advantages of advantages and disadvantages of the types of companies. Okay. So I had to think, do I want to do a limited liability company? Okay. That exposes me more liability. Okay. Whereas a corporation has, if you just do a corporation, and a C corporation, that one you have to have more workers. It's a bigger. Whereas it's called I think subsection corporation. It's called an S corp. So an S corp, you can be a small company, but register it as a corporation, so that you're completely detached from the liability. If my business makes a loss, they're not going to come after my personal house. Your house or your paycheck or your money. Exactly. Your money is your money. Keep business out of my life. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. All right. That's how they protect business, so that because business owners take a lot of risk, and when they start a business, they employ people. Whereas with a sole proprietorship, any losses to the company are your personal losses. Okay. Yeah, so you have to think. Even the LLC? The AOC, there was limited. There's
Okay.
some, but yet there was also still some risk
Okay.
to your personal.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope this encourages my people, my friends. I don't know. I think we've covered everything, Sarah. You know, is there anything else
if there are any questions,
you can leave them in
Janet
the comments. I'm so happy. As you know, I keep my word. I always told Sarah from last year I'll come and see her. I think it was last year, August, wherever time it was. But I managed to come anyway. Yeah. All right.
No,
yes,
you cannot register a business if you're not, if you don't have a green card or a US citizen.
My people, focus on coming here first. The rest will follow. This is just to tell you, for those who are still home, when you come, this is your opportunity. For those who are here in America now, you're listening. If you are that person, you know, so do you think, had you not had business administration, will you be doing this?
I believe that from my personal experience, I think I would have done it anyway because I am just a business, an entrepreneur
in your blood.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the question I wanted to make sure. So if you are not a book smart, you can go this route.
Exactly.
And someone is asking that, how do you balance family and business? So I say, let me throw that in quick before we go.
It's tough. That's what I would say. But the advantage is when you're self-employed, you have the flexibility.
Yeah.
For instance, today, I'm able to sit here in my office and do this video with Janet because I don't have a boss looking over me.
Okay.
It is tough, but it gives you flexibility. There are times when I have to work like I have to leave my house at 5 if I have an 8 o'clock meeting and go back at 8. So I've had help with the kids for the last 4 years. Right now the kids have grown, they are going to school.
Okay.
So it's a little bit easier there. But it's tough, but when you want something so badly, you figure out a way to do it.
Yes. You can file taxes if you have a green card. Anytime you have a social security number and you earn anything in America, you have to file taxes.
You have to file taxes.
I love your hair. Who did that? I feel like, I'm back home. You have all these people making your nice hair.
Yeah,
and by the way, you wanted to start those businesses. What happened?
I'm in the process.
You're in the process?
Yes.
Okay. You want to say something about that or for next time?
So right now I had a wonderful meeting yesterday, but my mother used to make me and my kids, African attire. Okay. And I would wear it and people would love it. So I said, well, there's a business opportunity right there. Okay. So I started taking orders from people and I just started selling African attire here. And that's why I said don't get comfortable. I know
there's a big market here, especially for African Americans who want to relate to the African culture. Yes. And they love to wear this African attire. Yeah. And even there's some white populations that love the African attire. Yeah. So so you have a market here.
So I have a market. Right now I have a shop where I'm putting my clothing. And I just had a meeting with a manager of a chain store, clothing store. Wow. That they want me to supply African attire for
you them. Have someone to supply or I find you people?
We can work together.
Okay, let's work together. Yeah. I find you people, suppliers. Bring business. If you have those, have an artist, someone who does very good work. If you open, we can have something, people having money, they bring in and we give them a check. Yes. So long as you maintain your suppliers. Exactly. Americans have money. So you can't, today you bring in and then tomorrow you fail. No. Yeah. You have to commit to bring in a lot of material. So if you are that person who makes, so you're listening, tell your friends. Yeah. Tell your friends and put in the right inbox. Yeah. So I'm gonna work with Sarah. I'm glad I remember that project.
And one last thing I can say is, in the US, don't shy away from things that can make you money. Yes. Because a lot of times we want a certain status. Yes. And I would have said, well, I have this big construction company. How can I be selling vitenje? Yes. But I did not look at it that way. I looked at it as another opportunity that can bring in more income. One, it creates jobs for people that are making those clothing back home. Yes. But then it also makes, it supplements my income.
Joseph is there. That is the guy. You should see at his pictures. Like world class. Right. Paintings, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we'll put them in your store. They will go like hotcakes. He came here to give a conference, and people loved him. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so ideas come in here. KJ Toy, thank you so much for your contribution. All of you I'm watching, thank you so much for coming. Okay. Remember to keep the dream alive and have a strong desire to succeed. Yes. The desire will push you over the edge. The desire will make you the best. You stand, you fall, you stand, you fall. You never give up, my friends, because you are, you know, Sarah was denied two times. She is here. Yes. She didn't win a lottery. No. She is here. She didn't come on a student visa. She is here. Your pathway, we don't know. Your pathway, we just don't know. As I said, those people come for the first time. Some people will come as visitors, they find love. Some people will come on student visa. Some people will come as wherever. But you find yourself here. Most of the opportunities come when you reach here, my friends, okay? Yes. I'm so happy. I know I'll come down to these comments. I'll like your comments. I'll comment. For those who are new, I always say, always go down to the comments, because that's the time I get to interact with you. Mm-hmm. Sorry if you left messages. I'm having a hard time catching up with over 35,000, almost 40,000 followers. Imagine, it's very hard for me to reach everyone. But I make sure when I read, I come here and I share with you, okay? All right. Someone was denied Korean visa. Don't worry, go to try American. Yes.
And don't stop trying until you get
Canada is different from America. It's different from Germany. Yes. But for people in Uganda, I guess they go to Nairobi. So I learned something, okay?
Yeah. Only for the immigration visas.
Okay, but the rest they'll work in Kampala.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, my sister from Uganda. For those who don't know, Janet is Kenyan. Yes. I'm from Uganda. You need to speak Swahili. These Ugandans, they don't speak Swahili. No, I've never understood why. Huh? And Tanzanians speak Swahili. Kenyans speak Swahili, but these Ugandans, they don't. Huh? All right. Thank you so much, my friends. I miss you. I don't want to leave, okay? But Joseph, I'm so happy to see you. Joseph, keep in touch, okay? Joseph, keep in touch. All right. In fact, come back to America, all right? All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video. All right, I don't know.
Janet had wanted to show you around my office and warehouse.
So stick around, my friends. Let me show you around. That will be the next video, okay?
Yes.
All right, bye-bye.